Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Halloween, the day I'm filming this, hence the Halloween shirt, the dark makeup, etc. But I hope that you guys had a really great Halloween. I'm here to do my weekly empties and unempties this week. I just was starting to get to a place in my melting basket where I had a lot of larger items like band bags from Super Tarts, loaves from Teddy B's, and so I didn't finish any of those items, but I was able to start on them. I wanted to share those unempties as well, just what I've been warming video encompassing both what I finished and what I didn't finish, both Scentsy and Lavender wax. I will start with Scentsy. I have 5 bars from Scentsy this week. First up, I have Pumpkin Caramel Swirl. This was my last bar of this. It's just a classic staple fall fragrance. And I am not a big fan of Scentsy's pumpkin. A lot of times it's too squashy, too baby food, too pumpkin puree to my nose, but this is a bar that I do really enjoy. It has a really beautiful caramel note. It's sweet without being overly sweet or bakery. Touches of spice without being overly spicy. It's just a classic fall fragrance, and I melted this in my living room. Love that, highly recommend it. On the same day that was going in my living room, in my kitchen, I had a bar of breakfast in bed. And this bar I left in my kitchen for 2 days. This is a absolutely powerhouse fragrance. Another one of Scentsy's pumpkin scents that I really enjoy, but this one very much does not lean pumpkin to me. A raspberry to it, it's sweet, it's bakery. The pumpkin is not super in your face present. It is incredibly strong. One of my favorite bars, definitely one of my favorite bakery bars that Scentsy has ever done. Highly recommend. All of these Scentsy's this week are some of my favorite bars. Fall Feelin'. I know this one has a little bit of a love it or hate it. We're gonna focus, there we go. Love it or hate it type of following. I'm on the love it side. This is a very fall leaves earthy fragrance. I think you have to enjoy outdoorsy earthy scents to appreciate this bar. If you're just kind of a bakery lover or you like sweet bars, this would not be for you, but it's such a good spicy earthy leaf scent. I really enjoy it. I was in the mood for some tree, so I melted Black Forest Pine, one of my favorite tree scents that Scentsy has ever done. I do think they do tree very well. This is just a very sappy, resinous tree. It kind of makes me think a little bit of Pacific Northwest Winter from Teddy B's. Not that they're identical, but I would say that they are cousins. They're in the same family. It's got a very nice evergreen tree note and then just like a sweet syrupy sap. Such a beautiful bar. I love this one so much and performed great in my kitchen. And then last for Scentsy, pulled out one of my favorite Christmas holiday scents, Sugar Plum Berry. Now this one was in the Scents of the Season collection 2023, I want to say, and I've had a couple of bars remaining, and I feel like this is a bar that not that many people talk about, that not that many people I've seen love, but I love this one. And if you want a powerhouse, this is a powerhouse fragrance. I melted this in my bedroom and I left it in for 4 days before I took it out. Granted, on the 3rd and 4th day, the performance was much lighter, but I still very strongly could smell this fragrance. Oh, this is so pretty. It has notes of spiced citrus, evergreen berries, sugar plums, and cinnamon sticks. I wouldn't say this is a cinnamon heavy bar by any means. It's the evergreen, the berries, the citrus. It makes me think of the holidays, like a holiday bar, but mixed with like a sugar plum or just, you know, plum in general. It is so beautiful and such a good performer, and is a good kind of transition into the holiday season. So that is it for Scentsy. For vendor wax, we'll start with my one-offs. I have I want to say this was a sample, or maybe it was just a shape of Rainbow Melts Cashmere Beach. Natalie gifted this to me in my birthday box, and oh my gosh, this was so beautiful. This one has notes of cashmere, salty sea air, coconut, and vanilla. I love salty sea air. This was beautiful. She has a great salty sea air. This was fresh and coconutty and beachy and had a lot of salty sea air to it. Slightly sweet. This was beautiful. It was in the shape of a heart, and I melted it in the warmer in my third bedroom, and I left that piece of wax in that warmer for 3 days before I took it out. So pretty. Thank you, Natalie, so much. From Sassy Girl Aroma. Oh man, this one's hard to talk about a little bit. I finished off a brittle of Halloween Night. Now, if you've seen some of my Halloween, fall, or just vendor favorite videos in the past, I've talked about this scent a lot because it is one of my all-time favorite scents, and historically it is the scent that I melt on Halloween. I'm actually not melting it today. I'll show you what I'm melting today here in a bit. But this has leaves, bonfire bliss, and toasted marshmallow. Everything about this to me just screams Halloween. It's spooky with the bonfire bliss, a little bit of the smoke, the fall leaves. It is such a good fragrance. I melted this the other day and it was so light. I have quite a bit of this in my collection, and I am worried that it's starting to lose its scent because this is older. I have not purchased Halloween Night in a few years because I had so much of it, and I really was only melting it on Halloween Night. So I'm hoping that this was just a dud of a day for me, and it has nothing to do with my wax losing its fragrance, because with the amount of wax I have, that is a real concern. And, you know, I've been melting wax for a really long time, and I have been very lucky that I have had to toss very minimal amount of wax because it's lost his scent. But it's a concern that as my collection has grown, as this vendor wax in particular has sat, am I just letting it go bad? And the reality is, maybe, I don't really know. So I'm hoping that this one was just a bad day and that the next time I warm this, it will be better. However, I think I need to prioritize older wax in general. I don't really prioritize older wax. I just melt what I want to melt, whether it's new or if it's old. But I might need to start thinking about the age of wax and making sure I'm using the oldest wax first. So in any case, I love this scent. I would highly recommend it. I'm hopeful that this time was just a dud and not that it's losing its scent or anything like that. From Candles by Victoria, I had this mystery loaf. So she used to do this promotion where occasionally if you bought so much money, like spent so much money, you would get a free mystery loaf. And essentially it wasn't any one scent, it was overpours of other scents that she just combined and kind of like a waist nod loaf type of situation. So you never could get this exact one again. She didn't even know exactly what these scents were. She just gave this wax out as a freebie. Whatever was in here was so good though. It was very fall, bakery, apple forward. Brown sugar, cookie. It was very fall bakery to me, and I enjoyed this a lot. So glad to have used it, glad to have had this, but obviously not something that I can get again. From Second and Spruce, I melted one of my favorite fall scents from her, Jack. And I believe I have more of this one coming in her pre-order that she just did a few weeks back. This is Pumpkin Seeds, Palo Santo, Leaves, Oud Wood, and Cool Autumn Air. I love this scent so much. This has such a beautiful, crisp, fresh air, but earthy, atmospheric tone to it. So you get the pumpkin seeds, but then the oud wood, the autumn air, the leaves, all of those beautiful earthy scents come in. So it's kind of a good mix of very earthy, but with like a little bit of bakery from the pumpkin. Perfect October scent, perfect Halloween scent. I loved this one so much, and I'm glad to have more of it on its way. From Lavender and Speckles, I finished off 2 clams that were in her Leaves sampler. So I just got these, not in the pre-order she's currently working on, but in the pre-order before this. So Leaves and Pumpkin Bourbon. This one is Leaves type, Pumpkin Spice, Oak, and Honey Bourbon. This one was just okay. I did not love the honey bourbon, I think is what I wasn't loving in this. It comes off a little grape or like a little bit black licorice to me. Yeah, something about like the undertone it gives pulls a little bit grape black licorice. So I don't know, that's just the way my nose is interpreting that scent, but not one that I would get again. This one though, I loved this scent so much. This is Leaves and Tea. I need more of this. This is Leaves, Earl Grey Tea, and Cranberry Pumpkin. Now, I can't say that I really got a lot of the Cranberry Pumpkin. I'm definitely not picking up cranberry in this at all. What I really get from this is the Earl Grey Tea. That's by far the most prominent note. And then you get a nice kind of background of Leaves. The Leaves is not very prominent. It's definitely like a secondary note in this scent. But the Earl Grey Tea, oh my gosh, whatever oil she is using, it is so pretty. It's so fresh and crisp. Oh, I loved this. I melted this in this wax room. Absolutely would get Leaves and Tea again from Lavender and Speckles. Now we're gonna get into Super Tarts, and the items that I have from Super Tarts are both unempties. So I started working on a couple of band bags this past week. So this first one that has a lot of air in it, I did not put this away very nicely, is one of my absolute favorite scents from Super Tarts, Campfire Stories. So I went through, I mean, a good 75% of this bag. I absolutely love this scent. It used to be Mr. Myers. As you can see, I'm kind of a Michael Myers Halloween fan. So I originally got this scent because of the name and the vibe that it gave. And then she changed the name, but I was hooked on this scent. Fall Leaves, Campfire, and Vanilla Bean. Her Fall Leaves is not the Bath & Body Works type. It's not overly spicy by any means. Her Fall Leaves is more bakery almost. It's still a little bit earthy, but there's no spice to it at all. Her Campfire is also not smoky campfire in your face. It's more like if somebody was having a campfire down the street. You might get whiffs of the smoke, but it's not smoke, you know, like it from a bonfire in your face. So it's a very unique blend to what you might think just by reading the notes because of her oils. The fact that it's not super smoky and it's not super spicy Bath & Body Works Leaves. And then you have the Vanilla Bean that just helps put everything together. It is one of my favorite scents. I love this so much. definitely one that I would like to finish before fall is over, just because I don't have that much left of it, so I might as well finish it up. I could do my open concept with what's left. I don't know if I have any more of this. I'll have to see, but this is one of those scents that I don't want to be without. And Super Tarts is a little more hit and miss on when you can get her wax, but definitely one, if you ever see it, I highly recommend. And don't let the notes make you think it's boring or anything like that. And the other one that I started on, I did not get as far on this one, is Boo. So Boo used to be Casper before she changed the names. This is toasted marshmallow, vanilla bean cornbread, and Mexican fried ice cream. Such a unique bakery scent. The cornbread is so delicious in here. I mean, I don't smell this and think, like, it doesn't smell like cornbread that I would necessarily cook in my house, but there's something just kind of savory bakery to this. And you have like a lot of heavy vanilla. The fried ice cream gives it a nice kind of just doughiness. It is a beautiful scent, a great performer. Not one of my absolute favorites from Super Tarts, but one that I have repurchased many times in the past and very, very much enjoyed. So those are the two from Super Tarts. We'll see if you see those in other empties or what I'm warming videos if I keep using them. And then we have Teddy Bees. So I have empties and unempties from Teddy Bees. Empties, I have 4 souffles and 1 OG scent. We'll start with the souffles. Melted the Three-Eyed Raven first, and I think these were all done in my bedrooms back here. I'm just really wanting just something cozy, perfumey for the bedrooms lately. The Three-Eyed Raven, this is from the Game of Thrones collection. Palo Santo, Sweet Lavender, Vanilla Birch, Marshmallow Fireside, and Cold Air. This was so good. And I've had this one before. I've melted it many times in the past. But it's been a while since I've melted it because I kind of equate this scent in my head to be a little bit more of a winter scent. But it was really nice in the bedrooms. A very nice vanilla heavy sweet Palo, and this one for 2 days in my bedrooms. That doesn't happen all that often with Teddy Bees. Normally I can get 8 to 12 hours out of a Teddy Bees, sometimes even like 6 to 12 hours if I'm being honest, but very rarely does a scent go for multiple days, and this was one of them. 2 days in the bedrooms. Love that one a lot. I think I have another souffle of that. Then I melted Order of the Maesters. This is one of my favorite kind of unique conceptual scents from her shop. It is so pretty. This is Antique Wood Shelves, Leather Bound Books, Midnight Plum, Violets, and a Touch of Dust. Oh, this, I think it's the Bibliothèque perfume type. It's dusty and kind of musty, but it's very pretty and perfumey at the same time. You get the plum, you get the violet, but more in the background. Those notes are not like first and foremost in your face. You get a little bit of leather, but again, it's not a leather leaning scent. It's just, it's like you're in a library and you have all of the old books and the wood shelves around you, and a woman has just walked by that has some beautiful like plum perfume on. That's what I get from this. Perfect for an office, like a den, or just a cozy rainy day where you want to sit on the couch and like snuggle up and read a book or watch a scary movie or something. That's a perfect scent for that. Then I melted Dark Sister. Another one that I did in the back bedrooms here. Bergamot, citrus, sandalwood, cedarwood, sweet and smoky santal, Palo Santo, and tobacco vanilla. Another Game of Thrones. Order of the Maesters was Game of Thrones as well. The next one is also Game of Thrones, so I had quite a Game of Thrones week, I guess. This one is very pretty, but it wasn't one that stood out to me that I'm like desperate to get more of. I don't have any more of this one. It's a very pretty, kind of bright, fresh, perfumey fragrance. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It almost leans a little bit cologne in some ways too. It kind of borders on the unisex side where I feel like it could lean a little bit masculine. Kind of like Fleur or Father Figure. That perfume, or cologne, I guess, I feel like is very unisex and can lean both feminine and masculine. This one I kind of got similar vibes with. A nice, beautiful, kind of perfumey fragrance for the bedrooms. And then the Dragon and the Wolf. So this one on cold I thought was very pretty, but it's a vanilla-based scent, and a lot of times Tiffany's vanilla scents, to me, can be fairly light. They're definitely fragrances that I have to cure for a year before I use them because I want to make sure that I give her vanilla fragrances, her bakery fragrances, as much time as possible to just get stronger before I warm them. So, didn't get any more of this one when I got this pre-order because I'm like, oh, it smells pretty, but I don't want to get more because it might be light and I don't know what I think about it, if it's going to perform. Chris was talking about this in an Empties video a few weeks ago, and she loves this scent. And I was like, I have that scent. Let me dig it out and find it, and I'll melt it. So this is dark vanilla, vanilla woods, cardamom, vetiver, vanilla orchid, tonka absolute, and espresso essence. It's a very pretty, perfumey, creamy vanilla scent. I don't really get the espresso, but I do get a little bit of like the tonka. There's something kind of sultry and deeper about this that's probably coming from the tonka and the espresso, but it's a very creamy, perfumey vanilla. This was beautiful. This was very, very pretty and a great performer. I did this scent throughout the bedrooms back here. A good, solid, strong, medium. I liked this a lot. Not one that I feel strongly about getting again, just because these creamy, perfumey vanillas, as much as I like them, they're not scents right now. My scent preferences change all the time, but they're not scents right now that I am just over the moon about. And I'm trying to get to a place where I'm just purchasing fragrances that I love. And I enjoyed this a lot. It was beautiful. I completely see why Chris loves this one. Chris loves Milk of the Poppy, and she tends to really like these types of scents. So I 100% understand her infatuation with this scent. It's not one that I think I need to get any more of. But if you love vanilla perfumey fragrances, you would love that one. So great kind of Teddy Bee souffles that I melted. Then I melted one of the OG blends. So now she does those forget-me-not blends that come in the tins, but the very first time she ever offered that additional format to the pre-orders, she called them OGs, and they were circular and they came in a cow print tin. And I have quite a few of those left, and this is one that I have been antsy to melt. Warm and cozy. So this one was poured back in March of 2024, so definitely was time to melt it. This is tonka bean, jasmine, patchouli, and vanilla blended with Comfort, the Bath & Body Works type. I loved this so much. So this was big enough that this did my open concept and also did part of the bedrooms back here. This reminds me a lot of Snuggle Up from Scentsy. A lot. Where those fragrances, like from Scentsy, Snuggle Up, Woolly Slippers, Jammy Time, Luxe Vanilla, Stargazing, they have all of those scents to me, have this very sweet laundry note. They're fresh and clean and slightly laundry leaning to me, but they have this very sweet note. I don't know if anybody else understands what I'm saying. If you have smelled any of those from Scentsy, I would put all those bars in the same family, and they have just this underlying similar sweet laundry note, and that's what I got from this one. When I smell this up, where it's like kind of a soft laundry, but it's very sweet. I loved this one. This was a great performer, beautiful. Also was nice to kind of change from the pumpkin and the tree and all of that, warm and cozy. Really, really enjoyed that. Definitely would get that again. I don't have any more of it. So that is it for empties. And then I have 2 unempties from Teddy Bees as well. So today for Halloween, I am melting Wish a Witch Woods. Have a tub, so I've got 3 like really good sized chunks left. Big chunks left of that one. Very nice, like firewood marshmallow type scent. This is Fireside Marshmallow, Buttery Sugar Cookies, Bonfire Embers, and Palo Santo. So this I had a souffle of that I melted, I believe, last year, if I remember correctly. And I remember not getting any performance from it, like extremely light. And so I set this tub back in the collection to cure a little bit longer, but I wanted to melt this scent in October because of the name and the theme. It fits for Halloween. So I put this throughout my open concept today, and it's not incredibly strong by any means, but I can smell it this time. To me, this is her Fireside Marshmallow, which I adore. It's one of my favorite, just classic scents from her. And then you get more of like a bonfire smoke in this one. So if you like marshmallow fireside, toasted marshmallow, but you want to kick it up a notch with some extra smoke, this would be the scent for you. Good medium performer in my open concept right now. And then lastly, I pulled out one of my favorite loaves, one of my favorite Halloween scents ever. Take a guess. What do you think it is? Leave it in the comment below. What is my favorite Teddy Bees Halloween scent? If you guessed Sweet Halloween, you would be correct. So I melted like a third of that loaf. I love this scent so much, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about this. I don't feel like a lot of people enjoy candy corn, and I love candy corn and wax. This is candy corn, vanilla cupcakes, and sweet vanilla frosting. This is creamy, just like extra creamy, sweet vanilla. If you are a vanilla fan, this is like vanilla on overdrive. It's just extra sweet and sugary vanilla. It is so beautiful. It's really not like a Halloween fragrance because it's so vanilla heavy. You can melt this scent at any time of year if you're looking just for good vanilla. So this was poured in March of 24. So that means this was offered in January of 2024 and it hasn't been offered since. So it's going to be at least 2 years before it's returned. This is one of my favorite scents. I have this loaf and I don't know if I have any more after this or not. I need to check my spreadsheet, but this is one of those scents that I really don't want to be without. Let's get this voted back. If you like sweet vanilla fragrances, I think that you would really enjoy Sweet Halloween. Okay, that is everything that I melted over this last week. Really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing everything. For favorites, I would say Sweet Halloween, the Warm and Cozy from Teddy Bees, the Leaves and Tea from Lavender and Speckles, the Cashmere Beach from Rainbow Melts. I mean, all of the Scentsy was some of my favorite. the sugar plum berry, the black forest pine. Oh my gosh. I had a really good melting week. I melted a lot of great stuff. Thank you all so very much for watching. I truly could not tell you thank you enough for being here, for watching my channel, for supporting me, for liking, for commenting, if you share my video, for subscribing. Any interaction just helps my channel and helps boost it to other people. And I really appreciate it so much. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.